Hi to everyone, and thanks for joining me today as we are going to look at the upcoming super full moon in Capricorn that's going to occur July 13th at 2:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this video, I'll be discussing the 4 signs that look to be having a little greater impact during this full moon, and I always like to tell everybody that it lasts, that full impact, that surge of energy is 3 days. Sometimes it's the day before the full moon, and then 2 days following that, the day of the full moon, and then 2 days after that, give or take. But that's what you can play around with. Also, I'm going to look at the numerical vibration of that day the full moon occurs and the corresponding tarot cards. That's going to affect all of us, the collective, and then I'm going to briefly state the aspects that this full moon is making to other planets, especially the conjunction to Pluto. And then finally, I will draw 1 card for each of the signs experiencing the most energy and influence. Of course, that's going to be Capricorn, where that full moon is occurring. It's opposing sign Cancer, but I'll also pull cards for the signs of Gemini and Leo. You are not going to be going away unscaled with all this energy of this planet. Okay, but first, what is a super full moon? Basically, it's super because it's brighter and it is also bigger and when we look up at it, and basically that's due to the distance it is from the earth. So it is at a closer proximity to the earth. It is called a super full moon, and it is definitely, if it's closer, it's going to be bigger and it's going to be brighter. Now, does that increase the moon's strength? In my opinion and many others, absolutely it does. It does increase its strength. Now, let's go ahead and look at the numerology and the astrology cards, or excuse me, the tarot cards that have to do with this full moon. Let's make sure you can see it on your monitor. Okay. What you do if you're wanting to see the vibration of the day that anything is happening, it could be an interview that you're having, it could be getting ready to sign a contract and you want to know what that number vibration is. It's very simple. You take the universal year, the month that we are in, and the day in question. Of course, we're looking at that full moon happening on the 13th of July. We add it through and we come up with 8. How fascinating, friends, because 8 is the numerology corresponding to the planet Saturn. Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn, where everything is happening in this full moon. In numerology, 8 is really known as the fate and destiny number. It's very strong. It is a balance of the material and the spiritual world, and trying to find a happy medium where they join, where there is a giving and a taking with fate and destiny. How much I am empowered to do something for myself, and how much that my life lesson and my karma says I need to work at, and balancing those two. In the tarot, for this particular energy, I decided to take the Golden Dawn regular number 8 card, is named Strength, and the Aleister Crowley, where 8 is Justice and Strength is card 11. It is reverse, and they are perfect for both. Let's discuss that very quickly here. 8 in Strength is telling us of this inner, gentle, silent knowing of calming the inner fears, apprehensions that we all have within us. And the Strength card indicates that she has conquered it. She has claimed it. That fears have been tempered. So she doesn't have the on and off rearing of these unconscious words or images that she fears will come at her and disempower her at the wrong time, called shadow energies. Justice is all about not being judgmental, cutting away the false misgivings of ourselves and others, and finding balance in cooperation, in understanding, in conquering our own preconceived prejudice of ourselves and others. And the sword reminds us to be very discriminating and discernment and for truth. So these two are perfect with what I believe the energy is during this very powerful full moon in Capricorn that we all are going to experience on the 13th. With this energy, I have a question that had come to me for all of us to ask ourselves during this time that may help us find deeper understanding of ourselves, personal growth, and solution is, what do I truly think of myself? It's time to put all the cards on the table and to get real, to identify our shadow, to get rid of it, to make friends with it, to understand it, and to balance ourselves and others, seeking to know versus seeking to push away. Okay, so with that said, let me leave these out here, something for you to look at, as now I do want to talk about those aspects that I said earlier very quickly. There is the opposition, of course, to the opposing sign, which is Cancer, the sign of Cancer. Now, basically, Capricorns and their Saturnian energy is they're perfectionists. They are just, they're responsible, they're practical, and you can rely on a Capricorn. And they tend to have more of a, let's say, a mind that rules their emotions. Now, what's going to happen here with it being in Cancer is that emotional calmness and control that we see in Capricorn and they possess so beautifully, it is going to be tested, and don't fear it. If you're a Capricorn rising or sun sign, let it rise, have a breakthrough, and there's an opportunity right now to heal that. Now, it can be a breakthrough, or it can be a dam that's letting loose because you've not dealt with it for a long period of time. So there could be some emotional buttons being pushed, and it can go either way. Again, that balancing. It all depends on what you've done, the choices you make, and where we are right now. Now, the other one is the moon conjunct Pluto. Pluto right now is retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. It is making a conjunction. Here is where I see a needed activation, reworking of the shadow individually and collectively. Pluto doesn't fool around, and he will destroy or he will reform, all in the name of transformation. And this is being shaken up right now. So again, here we have an opportunity to address what surfaces from deep within, what we have suppressed or denied in oneself. And it also is a wonderful time for us to close that door once we've dealt with it. So there can be a lot of conclusions, a lot of shoring up, to the point where it's solid and crystallized, and we don't have to address it anymore. We can put it away and deal with things on another level. And then what we are feeling during this full moon, yes, it can be healing, but also I want you to keep in mind, because we are working with the unconscious, for many of us, sometimes in meditation or in contemplation or even in our dream state, this will be symbolic, but because it is conjuncting Pluto, what we may think we understand, remember, our beliefs, our ideas, our interpretations are also based on our reality, our experiences in life, and also our own, the word is distortions. So I guess what I would like to say to everyone is really look at the symbology. We're looking for the truth. We're looking to not just candy coat everything and say, oh, I got a symbol of this, it means that, and I'm good to go. This is deep work. So like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, the unconscious will trap us in due to the strength of the ego, wanting to hurry up and take care of it and give you something that you'll say, yeah, I can identify with that. So if it's too easy, then maybe we need not to trust it. And I did really want to talk about that because it happens. Okay. As promised, what I would like to do right now, let's get these back into view and get a little centered and calm. I'm going to take out one card and do a little interpretation for those 4 sun signs or rising signs, whatever they may be. Okay, everyone, hold in there. I need to quiet down. We're going to start out with Capricorn. And Capricorn, your card is the King of Wands. And I feel like where I said there could be this surging of emotions, maybe with a significant other. And if you are a female, of course, that can be your partner, your husband, your brothers, your sons. If you are a male, you can look at that maybe as the male in you. Are you feeling strong? Are you exerting your maleness? Or it could be a father figure or an authority figure as well for both genders. So there is some dealings with a fire sign, which is of course Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius during this time that is going to be important and an opportunity to possibly heal emotionally. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next sign as I talk about and ask for Cancer. Cancer sun sign or rising sign, your card is another it is the 7 of Pentacles, and you may be quite dissatisfied with your earning ability or what has come out of all the hard work that you've done, that you've cultivated. So there's a little bit of disappointment. Now, 7 always tells us to look at both sides of that. And the good news is if you have enough, you have a roof over your head, and you have enough to get by, then be thankful of that. But get your thinking cap on. And because you are a water sign and this is an earth sign, see where else new growth can be planted. think out of the box. 7 has to do with the mystical as well as the scientific. So look at both of those original ways of replanting some seeds or earning more money. The other thing that just came into mind also for you, Cancer, is are you happy with your physical body right now? What's going on? If you asked the question that I've asked about what do I truly think of myself? If there's any judgment going on having to do with physical form, this may be a time to heal, repair that as well. Okay, let me get centered again. And this time I'm asking for insight for Gemini. Oh, and they are wanting to jump. I will say before I even turn over the card that right now Gemini is not having an easy time with revelations, with communication, how it's perceived, how it's going. So I feel that already. And your card is 8 of Pentacles reverse. And it may be time for Geminis to consider a job change or to reapply for a different position where you are working. There's a sense of not being appreciated. There's a sense of feeling like there isn't going to be work for you in the future with this Capricorn full moon. So reevaluating your earning ability, where you're feeling unheard, not considered a valued employee, or you could decide to go back and take additional teachings, courses to improve your vocation of what you're doing. All of that are possibilities. When I see this powerful 8, again, being reiterate with the planet Saturn of maybe you want to be your own employee, self-employed. There's a strong indication of change here and redirection in your life, Geminis. Okay, and the last one is going to be Leo. Leo, there's been a lot of wanting to get reorganized and get better self-discipline. I already know that. Ooh, and it is the 4 of Swords. Of course, Swords is connected to justice. And I'm feeling like you don't want to communicate anymore. You've said the last piece. As a 4, there could be a stalemate with whoever you're communicating with, trying to find a common understanding. So this now needs to rest, to back off, to disconnect with whoever you're finding yourself in disagreement with. And ask yourself maybe if there's another manner of addressing this in the way you are communicating it. Ask for higher guidance, for inspiration during this moon in Capricorn. And because Leo is a fire sign and it tends to be very spontaneous and quick, whoever it is that you are trying to mend fences with, or to be heard or understood or repair whatever damage has been done, go to the table with a more relaxed, very specific 1, 2, 3 attitude to see if that helps. All right, I'm going to end it there. Anyone have any questions on what I've discussed here today, please feel free to contact me or to leave it in the comment section. I'm wishing everyone a very healing, wonderful full moon in Capricorn. We'll talk again soon. Thanks everyone for joining me. Bye for now.